Yeah. What's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where, as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for this afternoon, Pat Scorpio, the New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do? LB Lauderdale Boss, aka Shutterworth the God, aka the GOAT Artist, aka the Soul Wars Creator, aka it's Ring Gang right here now, nigga.
Yes, sir.
RingGangRadio.com in the building.
Yes, sir. Ring gang in the house, man, forever and always, man, and as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What's good, y'all? You already know who this is. Your boy King P, Bodega Boxing in the building. Ring Gang Radio, what up? Let's go.
Hey, Bodega P, straight from the sewer, except, he's above ground. It's a Sunday, so I take it that we taking another day off, bruh?
Of course. It's the Lord's Day.
Absolutely, so, hopefully the criminals out there, the miscreants, they fall in the same code too.
Well,
Probably not.
It's good because they're flooded. We've been, it's been a rainy weekend, so the sewer rats are too busy getting flooded.
Yeah, I see it. Like, motherfuckers gotta wear scuba suits just to get on trains, man. I saw them videos. I was like, shit. Goddamn.
Oh yeah, that was ridiculous. Like, yeah, I'm good. If I'm in that much water, I'm in Florida, beach or somewhere.
Yeah, motherfuckers quickly turn into Scuba Steve up here.
And with all this fucking, I guess that's the damn deleted scene from Aquaman.
Real. Yeah. This rain's been a bitch, yo. This rain, this whole the last week and a half has just been fucking rain, man. Though, but fuck, whatever keeps the criminals at bay, man. And as always, we salute you for your service, man. And last but certainly not least, we got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's fly? It's your boy Conscious Pilot, aka the West Coast Avenger, #1 contender, preparing for liftoff. Let's get it.
Yeah, Conscious Pilot stays elevated above the clouds and shit. Yes, sir. So yeah, man, there's definitely a lot of fuckery going on in the world of boxing today, and as always, it always seems to involve two heavyweights, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. And most people know, there's a whole bunch of news coming out there lately that Tyson Fury camp up to maybe 10 people caught COVID. And this is where we're in 2 weeks away from the actual fight date. Talk about an inopportune time, and this is also coming off the heels of Teofimo Lopez, in the Triller car, catching COVID first, moving his car off his attendant date, and then catching COVID, which now is pushed back to August. So yeah, there's some fucking going on.
Like, ain't that up in dispute right now?
I mean, that's that's what's going on right now.
Yeah, he might be dropping the IBF supposedly or some shit. That's
yeah, because they talking about the fight being in Australia now, and everyone's saying like,
if he don't want to do it, he'll drop the IBF if it has to be in Australia, he'll drop the title. That's what I was reading. But.
Well, let's put it this way. In this way, but we also say Top Rank, they caused this scene by not paying Teofimo what he wanted, which was probably a smaller amount than what Triller paid, and they didn't put in enough money for the bid. They let Triller and Eddie bid higher than them, and now it's like Triller controls. They haven't defaulted on their bid, so you can't take away their card. You can't take it away from them. So to me, it's bitch. It'll be bitch shit if they say, we're gonna give up the IBF title. And it's because hey, if you wanted to control it, you should have won the fucking bid. Like I'm with Triller on that. Like if Triller wants to do what they want to do, that's Triller. That's Triller's part. Triller wants.
The fight just need to just stay on this side of the pond, But I guess if I'm Lopez, I don't want to travel to Australia for that fight. Like, nah.
Yeah, but in this particular case, Lopez should look at his head promoter, his actual promoter he signed to, and realize that you caused this shit. Like Triller is in there.
Of course.
Triller is in their legal right to put the shit anywhere. It's like no one can stop him for doing it. But if you want to give up the belt just to avoid that shit, I'm sorry. I'm going to look at
I
you.
mean, I can understand if Tito does that though, but it makes Top Rank look worse than anybody else. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely, bro.
because if I'm Tiafimo, I'm already, I already been promoting the fight on Triller, so I'm gonna have a fight. I've been doing all this shit promoting it,
right.
and then it's like now you're talking about, oh, we're gonna go to Australia, had a fight after the date been moved and been sitting. It's in Miami, like. It just seemed like a clusterfuck. Like me, I would be heated. I'd probably be like, look, I already. We need to get back to the points where the belts don't mean shit. It's just the opponents.
But yeah, unfortunately, Cambosis is, as I mentioned before, Cambosis is a double Mando, so it's not like Cambosis will go
he got to drop both belts.
So it's like, I mean,
and I look at it like, look, he's gonna be moving up anyway. Fuck it.
See, I mean, it's one thing. So like, Teofimo right now. So if Teofimo drops the IBF belt, then it'll be Cambosis and Isak Cruz for PBC for those two for the belt.
Oh my God! Don't drop it. Just fight him.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but not Australia. I would never fight somebody.
Yeah, but and that's nothing against Australia. It just what you prepared for.
Exactly. But in this particular case, though, because Triller, I mean, honestly, it hasn't been Triller's fault that this shit has happened. It's just
it's not.
Yeah, it's really everything that's it's Top Rank, and then now this is Teofimo shit. So they have to if they keep the August date, then it's not in Australia. If they don't keep that August date, then they're talking about October going to Australia.
Oh Lord, whole fucking year wasting these motherfuckers. And then damn, we done flew off of that. Like back to Fury Wilder.
Yeah, exactly. Because now Fury Wilder is talking about. Because of COVID, it can be moved to October. So it's like I don't know what it is about October that these motherfuckers like, but
didn't the courts, the arbitrator ordered them to fight by September? So how's that like? It seemed like it's going to be another loophole of, oh well, we have to fight by September. Now it's past September, so I don't have to fight you anymore. Like it's like almost like oh, he's trying to get out this fight almost.
Yeah, and now this is where you can call Fury out on his bullshit, like the glove shit. No, you can't really do that. Like there's too much. There's too much that that you can make sense of what happened and versus what didn't happen. But this one, Top Rank is trying to pull a fast one on this one. It's a big one. It's like I mean, first of all, like Bob was just on there talking about, oh yeah, my fighters need to be vaccinated. Oh yeah, Teofimo should be vaccinated. Like motherfucker, that's your company. You have to make sure your fighters are vaccinated. If not, or isolated like a motherfucker until they actually fight. Like literally, Bob, it's on you to actually make sure your fighters that you pay millions for or thousands or whatever that they're vaccinated.
Didn't he say
Fury's camp taking out they taking out different divisions in boxing? You taking out featherweight, heavyweight, coaches.
Yeah.
Didn't Aram say that Fury is vaccinated? Because I could have sworn he said that Fury is vaccinated.
The first shot only.
Yeah, the first shot, which is the booster shot, I think. I mean,
shout outs. What up, Rusty Taylor? What's upper?
What's good, Rusty? Yeah.
What's up, Rusty?
Yeah, he's probably waiting for a hot minute because I saw him. He was on there before, before it started. I didn't even know you should be on there. My bad, Rusty. But it's just like because you're supposed to. Yeah, I mean, if you only know you got your first shot, you should have isolated yourself. But Fury was out and about. Like I mean, this motherfucker was acting like a gypsy version of The Rock, out in there, shirtless, wearing
half shirt on.
Yeah.
The Versace robe. He even got Sugar Hill on that shit. Like,
yeah, I'm saying like
both of them was balling. Like that's what I like to see though. If you're gonna be balling, damn it, your fucking trainer need to be balling too.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. Like we don't, as a sport of boxing, we shit on trainers and coaches too fucking much.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's warranted, but other times it's like, yo, no one's fucking up. Like, show that man love. You don't be in no Versace robes and your trainer in some fucking damn Payless slippers and a goddamn Bath and Body Works robe or some shit. Like,
or this nigga's wearing Velcro sneakers or some shit like that.
Yeah,
get him the Ric Flair vote. Get him the Ric Flair robe.
Yeah, exactly. The whole team gotta look good and feel good.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Apparently, they all feel bad now with that COVID, but
Yeah, but finally, it's only the trainer so far that's confirmed to not allegedly have COVID, which is interesting because that motherfucker, him and Tyson were joining at the hip during Tyson's fuckery. So
I feel like they was promoting the fight in their own special way.
Exactly, like
just like Malik Scott and Wilder, promoting it with twerking and mitt work and
mitt work and then dance and then mitt work and dance
and lifting weights and all that shit.
That fucking bench press. Oh Lord.
Yeah, like I mean, bro, that benching. Honestly, I felt more embarrassed about the benching because now look, I'm not saying lifting 300 pounds is not something everyone else does, but if you're gonna do that, you gotta at least get a take where you're actually pressing the bar up and up yourself.
You have to have a clean take of 300. And look, man, I'll be honest, like 300 pounds is heavy in a motherfucker.
It is.
You won't know how heavy that shit is. When you start getting to 285, that's when it's like, okay, like this some real fucking weight.
Yeah.
300 is like some weight, like. But yeah, do it clean or don't do it at all.
Yeah, exactly. And then it was worse too, where both, Dillian. The fun thing is, there was a challenge behind that. Like other Wilder fans were doing it, and then Dillian White did that shit with 150-pound dumbbells in each hand. He did it effortlessly, and then you see Fury doing, looks like he was doing like 385 benching cleanly without a spot. And I'm just like, God. And honestly, I didn't expect that from Fury. Dillian White, I expected because he's a strong motherfucker. I didn't expect that shit from Fury.
Yeah, when Fury did that, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, Fury put that shit up easily. So it's just like, that shit was all.
Fury got feather fist. Then people wonder, well, Fury ain't got no punch. How he's gonna knock out Wilder? Huh? Anybody bench pressing 385 could knock out somebody.
Yeah, like I said, I've been around Fury. Fury has some big fucking hands, so it's not out of the realm that he can't hurt anybody with a punch.
Thank you. This is fucking Pat saying this shit. Like y'all seen pictures of this dude. Y'all seen this man. This motherfucker big. Like, so it's one thing if a little midget motherfucker is saying, "Oh my God, Fury's strong," but when another big motherfucker says that, you gotta actually pay attention now. You gotta be like, oh,
yeah, like this motherfucker.
Strength doesn't equate to power all the time, especially in boxing. We know
at that level it does.
We see Sean Porter ripped as hell lifting, and he don't knock people out like
Sean Porter's not a heavyweight. That's why I said at that level.
Okay,
heavyweights is different.
Yeah, Fury has the characteristics of like someone like. He may not be like a snappy puncher, but if he hits you with it, he has enough weight behind his punches that he can actually.
Yeah.
So he's not feather fisted. He may punch bad, which he does. Like I can't stand how he punches.
He punches really poorly.
Yeah. But when he does punch you, it does hurt because he has more than enough weight behind it.
You're not supposed to be letting no motherfucker 6'9", 300-something pounds tee off on you. Like I don't care who you are. Like
Yeah, and
Sean Porter don't be like Sean Porter is strong and he powerful, but he has to hit you with certain type of punches for you to really see that effect, like his strength taking effect. If he's not hitting you with some looping overhand right or whatnot, you're not gonna get a real Sean Porter punch. Same thing with Tim Bradley. Those guys, since they don't punch fundamentally correct on the average, they gotta get you when they swarming and they hit you with body shots and looping shots over the top that just frustrate you and hurt you when you're not ready for them. Like that's when you see that strength. It's not like a Shane Mosley where he's benching 400 and then he could hit you with a 1-2 and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, and knock your teeth out and put you in the canvas or some shit like that. But yeah, it's just like, but with this current fuckery with Fury and Wilder, it's just like. I know everyone's pretty much. It's funny thing too. Now this is really aggravating the Wilder stands, especially the ones who paid up to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 to go to this fight live. Like they was bitching hard on Twitter. Like you should.
But Fury's scared.
Yeah.
So okay, let me ask all y'all that. Pilot.
Good.
Is Fury scared?
No, he's not scared.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
No. I wouldn't say he's scared, but something's off. He never defends his titles. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I admit that, something. But he fuckery king.
Yeah.
King P. Is very scared.
I'm not gonna say he's scared, but it's really fucking fishy. Really fucking fishy. There's always something.
And honestly, and I know what it is. Like Fury is not scared of Wilder. Like he's definitely not scared of
you can't beat somebody's ass that many times and be scared and be afraid of him. That's all I'm saying.
It's not that he's afraid of him, but like it's different because I think he knows he's been overlooking Wilder. Like you can't he has in this whole time he's been just overlooking him. That's why I was gonna pick Wilder because I felt like Fury was just completely overlooking him, regardless of how bad he beat him in the last fight. Like he really put his everything into that fight. It's one of those things where it matters. The training matters. Going into the fight, your mentality matters. His mentality hasn't been there for this fight. He's been just wanting the Joshua fight.
Yeah, and
everybody's been wanting the damn Joshua fight.
Yeah, and that's the way I feel. Like he's not afraid of Wilder, but I think he's just trying to preserve his honestly, Fury would have fell in line if Eddie Hearn was allowed to complete his deal with Joshua, and then the arbitration didn't rule against him. Yeah, so he would have, because he wanted the bag. He wanted that $80 million or whatever the fuck they were, they were throwing around. And honestly, I would believe it because, like I said, the Arab money is a real thing, and most people in boxing kind of poo that shit away, but it's a real thing now. It's believable. So I think Fury just wanted to get that bag first before he, and then maybe decide to deal with the third fight with Wilder if he actually retained his belt.
Man, so, I think it's just mind games. I think it's just mind games. I think Fury. I mean, I think these niggas were sloppy though with the whole COVID shit.
Yeah. So and then also too
I think it's mind games.
Yeah, they have Joseph Parker. Although it's funny too because Joseph Parker was at UFC the other night, but they named him as one of the guys that had COVID. I'm like, that shit doesn't add up. It's either if you have COVID and you're not supposed to be in the arena, like that.
Exactly. I don't doubt the damn seriousness of it.
Yeah.
I think there's some mind games involved as well. Maybe the timing. Because remember last year, around the summer, there was the whole thing about, is Wilder going to take the Fury fight? Is he going to take it? And Wilder wasn't saying shit.
Yeah.
Wilder wasn't saying. For some reason, people seem to forget about that shit. But you know what, nigga? I know what you did last summer.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, because Wilder didn't say a goddamn thing.
Exactly. And now Fury turned the tables in this summer and the whole controversy with the COVID and all of that. Now it's now all the Wilder fans are mad. But it's what happened last year when everybody was like, okay, I heard the fight gotta happen at such and such date or it's off the table. Then when the fight don't happen, Wilder's not giving no answers or nothing. Everybody's like, all right, fuck it, we'll do the Joshua fight. It's the whole sport fucking collectively moved as one as far as the interest to that fight.
Right.
And then everybody on some last minute shit, oh, arbitration. I'm like, but how come this nigga didn't remind us about this last year?
Yeah, exactly. Because even when boxing,
when
boxing came back, when boxing came back and there were pay-per-views and shit, Fury and Wilder should have taken place by at least October or November at the latest.
But Fox had kept pushing it back because of the fucking schedule and football and all of that. So I mean, that was not on Wilder. That was a Fox thing.
But Wilder still wasn't saying anything.
Yeah, the only thing we saw from Wilder during that time was a fucking twerking video.
Literally, Wilder didn't even really start training until November, December, right?
Yeah, he basically he was dealing with the fallout from Mark Breland. Malik Scott was not in the picture. There was a lot of things going on, but one thing.
Yeah, and he had the surgery. He had the surgery. I remember that. So it was a whole bunch of a lot.
Yeah, so it's going
on from both. I
feel like last year was Wilder's fuckery. This year is Fury fuckery. But like I said before,
This kind of reminds me of the Vlad shit.
Yeah, it do it. The thing is, what make it look bad on Fury is he has a track record of that. But then let's not forget about all the shit Wilder did to fuck up the Joshua fight. That he later admitted he took less money to fight Fury to fight instead of Joshua.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't even be going through this if Wilder would have took the fucking 120 mil. And if that wasn't enough, we wouldn't be going through this if fucking the 3 judges got it right and not scored the first fight a fucking draw.
Right.
I mean, both of them, both. Yeah, I mean, but Wilder and Fury basically both of them did the same thing with that. With the Joshua thing, they basically just used each other to get better standing for more money for a Joshua fight.
And look at the integrity of both guys is always in question. And this is what you have when you have guys with 2 up and down, shiesty type of characters main event.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, fuckery begets fuckery. That's what it is.
Yeah, thank you. Pat said it, but fuckery begets fuckery. Like this is what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted the B side to the heavyweight picture. Neither one of y'all wanted to make something with Joshua when it was time to. Right. And now this is what we have. 2 motherfuckers who on some damn carny shit. Back and forth on injuries and COVID and trainers and this and that and
and
get what you pay for.
Yeah, fucking up a good Saturday weekend. Like that Saturday, like this is one of the rare months where there's not like more than fucking 2 cards on a weekend, and and that shit was perfect. We want to focus in on one card, especially one big card, to preview, and now you fucked that all up.
And then one thing especially is like there's gonna be some nice heavyweight fights on that. Some fights we never usually get. So that's a damn shame. Hopefully,
I was telling Pat this is the best heavyweight card since the damn the Don King pay-per-views and
it's been years, man. At least the past decade. That's not even a question. At least
it's a decade. Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, well, fuck it, man. Like I don't want to talk about these 2 fuck ups.
Yeah,
heavyweight.
Yeah, they need to get this shit together and fuck October. Yeah, I want you better as soon as possible. There doesn't need to be October, and just like the Teofimo James Kambosos does not need to be in October. That's way too fucking early.
Y'all trying to make October the 2nd damn June 26th, 25th.
You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas got things to do in that month, man. Like goddamn, take it easy.
October should be reserved for the only real monster in boxing.
Exactly.
Fuck all you other damn goblins and other creatures and carny and salesmen, shysters, and all y'all.
Yeah, and
perfect 2 fuck ups. And I say this with all the respect in the world for them, but yeah, they on some fuck up shit. And this is what we get. Yeah, fuckery begets fuckery. Yeah. Next. Waste my time with these motherfuckers. Goddamn. Jack and the giant beanstalk ass heavyweight ass niggas down playing with all the motions and goddamn dope ass heavyweight card, and this is what y'all do.
Yeah, I was about to buy. I'm ready to buy that shit too if I can't find a theater. But now I don't even know. But yeah, we'll know. Yeah, next. Yeah. So now the next part is recapping the excellent card from Golden Boy on Friday night. And I know most people were saying like, "Oh, was it Friday? I thought it was Saturday." I'm like, people always double check the dates. It's like, it's a simple thing is just checking the dates so you don't miss shit.
I mean, if you listen to the podcast, we'll let you know. I mean, how many times I asked this nigga Pat, what time is that fight?
Right, and I
be asking for myself and for y'all.
Yeah, I even I retweet it on Twitter constantly on the IG too. I'll retweet it in the stories we follow. It's there. So yeah, he's got to get it together. And if you did miss it Friday, you missed a pretty excellent card. Now, I mean, the main card started at 9:00. But if you had nothing going on or you just chilling like I was for most of Friday, there was some the prelims were pretty on point. And Blair Cobbs definitely has a future in broadcasting. Definitely have to mention that. I know, me and Pi were just talking about this shit earlier. Blair Cobbs is a character. He is highly entertaining.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, highly entertaining. It's a shame though, although Black Ops just needs to get on the Twitter wave too. Like I don't think he knows, the type of shit he's leaving on the table, not being active on social media, because he clearly has the personality for that shit. Like he could do something on social media. But
I heard you don't have Twitter. That's wild. With that kind of personality, you gotta get out
ain't no way a guy that does Ric Flair impressions does not have social media. Shouldn't have a booming social media like in every place that he possibly can. Like
right.
Yeah, you gotta get together. You gotta get together, Blair. But yeah, if you watch that, like if you watch the prelims, obviously it was a good warm up to the main card. It was, and like I said, Golden Boy shines on these prelim cards. So yeah, if you ever have a chance to, it's on YouTube. So if you ever get a chance to do it, go to the DAZN YouTube and go watch that shit. Like it's highly entertaining. The main card, it was a perfect lead into the main card, where there were 4 fights. The first one, however, was a hell of a fight, hell of a one-sided fight, I should say. Between Hector Tanahara and William Zepeda. Now Tanahara was the prospect. Tanahara was going on Golden Boy's prospects at 135, but yeah, I don't know what happened to him that night. I mean, he might have been out too long. He might have been too rusty. It was maybe the wrong matchmaking, and this might be one of the rare mistakes that Golden Boy made. But Tanahara was not in this fight whatsoever. William Zepeda,
he kept it competitive. He was landing some shots, but the tide was going to turn at any moment during that fight, like.
And it turned pretty early though, and like Zepeda let off heavy back combinations. Like his turn was like 1-1-2, 1-2-1.
He was rocking Tanahara's head so serious, man. Like I was like,
with shoe shies.
Yeah, like
man. Like
yeah, it was like Tanahara. He couldn't do anything. He tried to adjust. He tried to box. He tried to he tried to land his little left hands or whatever, but they had no effect because there was like nothing. And Zepeda was just walking him down and just hit him with ridiculous combinations to the body and head, like, and there were serious combinations. It wasn't no bullshit. Like, I'm thinking to myself, like, man, like, this guy cannot take this much punishment without falling.
Yo, it was a lesson in pressure boxing.
Yeah,
he stayed on him. He didn't just follow him aimlessly. He threw body punches. He doubled up, whole arsenal of shots.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it was an outclassing, really.
Yeah, and Zepeda, Zepeda, if you see him, like, he was on the Ring City cards and stuff like that. So, like, dude was a sleeper on that, though, but I don't think he's a sleeper anymore. He's definitely not anymore. Not with the points like that. Yeah, like Tanahara, like at the final round, after it was like round 6, like Tanahara was catching some real serious punishment. And like and you can see the matchmaker and everything. The manager was like, "Nah, we got to call this shit. Like it's a wrap because Tanahara was gonna fall very soon, because the ass whooping was so complete." So yeah, like Tanahara, like he's gonna have to do some serious rebuilding, like serious rebuilding. Zepeda now just put himself in the mix at lightweight, and lightweight, like I said, lightweight's already a pretty exciting division as it is. So like to have another big puncher, 23-0 with 21 knockouts, southpaw lurking in the mix. Yeah,
pressure volume boxer. Oh man, like,
yeah,
he's some problems.
Yeah, he's gonna cause some. Like if you try to sweet science him without him respecting your power, you gotta learn a serious lesson, a serious lesson.
Yeah, because I see you. If you don't have the power to box him, your footwork and stamina has to be A1, where you could just stay out of range while just landing on some 3-foot rule shit and just get out. Like a guy like Shakur Stevenson might could handle him because he used to fight in that type of fight. But the others out there at 135, I'm not sure. I think Haney could, but I don't know about that chin like that.
Yeah, the funny thing is too is like, with Zepeda has not gone a distance since 2017. So the dude has some serious power behind him. Like,
God damn.
Yeah, it's really, like he has a long KO streak going right now, very long.
But honestly, if you're a pressure boxer or anybody with power punching, you should never try to make your fights go the distance. You should always try to focus and break guys down.
Right.
You don't need to be having extra rounds, you know, and you're a power puncher. So I like that. That's a good stat, you know, stop people. And he did it in an exciting fashion.
Yeah,
He had a Carter boost, started that shit up good.
Yeah, so I mean, I honestly don't know. I don't know who he's actually signed to. If he's, I don't think he's signed to Golden Boy, but whoever needs to pick him up for the lightweight division, for the lightweight stable. Like, I mean, dude is a really good addition to that division. Like, he's going to be a problem, you know. So somebody better sign him quick. Oh man! And then after that, you know, we had the women fighting. You know, we had Sinesa Superbad Estrada versus 10K Tsunami. Yeah, that's a hell of a name too. That sounds like a wrestling name, 10K Tsunami. You know, and like I said, you know, Golden Boy, like, you know, they're like the pioneers with having women on their cards, and Superbad is pretty much one of Golden Boy's biggest draws. And this shit was a good fight too. Really good.
She got $200K purse for that.
Yeah, she did. She got paid for that too. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, like Oscar real.
So some women boxers are making some money. So that just let me know that the money is there for people like Shields to get these major fights, man. Like,
facts.
Maybe get a real promoter or something, man,
right. You know,
or see what's up. I don't know, but if Superbad could take $200K, I know Shields is worth double that.
Right. You know, you just gotta apply yourself depending on, you know, but you know, you gotta apply, and then you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. But hey,
she need to be on a card like Superbad though, where it's nothing but fucking fades.
Right. You know, and unfortunately, you know, the card that Shields wants to be on, you know, Al Heyman doesn't really do women's fighting like that. I mean, if he does, he might put it on the undercard but I don't think it's rarely televised.
Gotta have the right fight. I think if you're a top contender type of boxer and you fought on the undercard, it should be a privilege to fight on the undercard of a Shields versus a Savannah Marshall fight.
Right.
Now, unless you some damn undisputed champ or some, you know, big ticket seller nigga, then, you know, okay, my bad, but you know, there's a lot of mid-tier talent, you know, or mid-level guys who I felt would make good fights matched up well as undercard. Like Golden Boy does it. I don't know why everybody else can't do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there are reasons why, you know, especially
Every bullshit reasons, man. Like no one really be giving no real good concrete reason. Like, okay, this could not happen because such and such. It's always also, well, you know, that nigga across the street feels this way, or that person wants to do this. Is like, okay, like, yeah. Say you don't care about boxing then.
Exactly, you know, and Estrada, you know, for a part, like say she got paid and she put on a hell of a performance. Like, you know, like I said, you know, Tsunami though, like I said, I mean, Asian fighters, like I said, off rip, like, you know, fighting spirit all the way, you know. But this is one of the rare times where I actually saw the fighting spirit slowly get broken down by somebody. Like Superbad, like I think they were fighting. Like Superbad was probably like at the first part to me narrowly winning in the first half, but then she turned that shit all the way up, and you know, and slowly started beating Tsunami down. You know, I was like, oh shit, like, you know, this is elite shit I'm actually watching. You know,
the fight goes 2 more rounds, I think she stops her, or if it's 3-minute rounds, I think she stops her.
Exactly, because Tsunami looked like she was dead. She looked like she was ready to fall in those last couple of rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The punches are weighing her soul down. You could feel it.
Yeah, and of course, I definitely love the post fight interview with Estrada. You know, she was talking big shit to Esparza, who was ringside again. You know, and
get like, on in the parking lot right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like she called her out like there, and I definitely want to see that fight again because, you know, like the first fight outshined, you know, a certain card with a cinnamon colored haired fellow. You know.
Oh God.
Talk that shit, mommy. Talk that shit, mommy. See, this what I want. Like, this is the shit I be telling y'all. Like, when you get your moment, you have to sell yourself.
Exactly.
So I'm proud of Superbad and what she did. Like,
Yeah.
Sell yourself. Like, talk your shit. We know she ain't gonna fight the broad in the damn parking lot. I don't know for sure, but at least put it out there. Like,
right.
and she did it without cursing or none of that shit. It's also like, look, man. She's smiling and
yeah,
she coming to see my fight to see real skills.
Yeah, exactly. And then she does with a smile on her face, Kool-Aid smile on her face. So yeah,
How about how women boxing be more exciting than men boxing? Like
facts. You know,
well, JoJo kept that energy. So fuck that.
Yeah. JoJo definitely. When we got to the co-main event, I think everyone was anticipating JoJo Diaz and Javier Fortuna. And like I said, we mentioned before in the preview, Fortuna, he'd been canceled like he had 3-4 fights like fall through for all types of different reasons, enough to make me feel a little bit sorry for him. And then this fight comes about, and you're thinking, okay, he's about to go take it out on this motherfucker right here. But yeah, I think JoJo definitely had. First of all, JoJo looked completely different. I was like, I could tell you took that shit seriously because he didn't have that toucan Sam colored hair that he always had.
Yeah. Real talk. This edgier, meaner, more badass version of JoJo, I think is better now. Like, it's better for the sport.
Definitely.
Yeah, motherfucker look like an American Me extra. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he's not even like, where's the clean cut Olympian? Nah, none of that shit anymore. Like,
nah, fuck that. Like, that shit's gone. Like, yo, bro, we want the badass, edgier, meaner JoJo.
It was American Me Extra versus Dougie Fresh lookalike. So
yeah, it was that serious, yo. I was like, JoJo meant business, and you could tell that the way the weight looked at him, like he looked strong. Like usually, if you're on something like, he's fought at 122, 126, and 130. Like, granted, like 130, I think he should always make, but he kind of fucked up that one time. But you could tell that he looked drawn at 122, especially 126. Like he struggled to make those weights.
Yeah.
Even 130, I think he was always going to go up to lightweight.
Yeah,
Like I remember, I said Canelo got that stockiness. Like he's not no slim dude.
It's one fight, but he looks comfortable at 135. I mean, I know it's just one fight, but he looks like he looks a little more.
Yeah, he looks real comfortable, and he definitely fought like he was comfortable too. Like, dude. Yeah, I mean, him like at first. Well, I'd say like it wasn't like at first it wasn't. It was competitive enough. Fortuna was doing. Fortuna did rock JoJo a little bit in the fight. Like, it wasn't like it was completely one-sided.
Yeah, he landed some punches, but JoJo. Dougie. Fortuna. He's one of those fighters where class shows over time, and he's not wild, but he's sloppy.
Very.
Yeah, he's sloppy. He's kind of unorthodox sloppy. He's a good fighter, but yeah, he's definitely.
Yeah, it's not like Brandon Figueroa looks wild, but there's a controlled wildness about it. Like it's
not as crude.
Yeah, like it's purposefully wild. Like it's not like how Pascal be just throwing hooks and chin in the air and just
yeah.
It's not just wild for the sake of being wild and reckless. It's like Fortuna just be sloppy. Like he doesn't throw wild punches like that, but he don't turn everything over. He throws the wrong punches at the wrong moment sometimes. Like if fights were like 3 or 4 rounds in spurts, like he'll get it going, but then it's like he'll stop. Then he'll start moving and dancing around the ring, fucking roller skating around the ring.
Right.
He'll go through like 10 or 20 seconds where he doesn't throw a punch. He throws straights when he's supposed to throw hooks. He throws hooks when he's supposed to throw straights. So it's like, and Fortuna's still talented. He's still good, but I knew he couldn't beat JoJo. JoJo would have to really not take this guy serious.
Right, and the funny thing is JoJo had some adversity too, because he got butted and cut open in, I think it was the 3rd round or whatever, and Jojo Diaz can never avoid getting cuts. And I think around his eyes, he has a little bit too much scar tissue, and I feel that's going to hinder him in the future. I don't know I don't know if he has to get like a surgery or whatever, but thankfully he had a good cut man in his corner. So like even though it was bleeding, it never got any worse than that. It was just
and
bleeding.
Fortuna, it's not like Fortuna was targeting it and really going at it like that. He kind of fell back. His offense be infrequent.
Right, like in some of the rounds, Fortuna was actually, he was actually, like lacing Diaz pretty good with some power shots, but he, like you said, he just couldn't sustain it. And then when he started fading like he usually does, Diaz was like, went at him with both fists like flying, like 4 punch combinations.
And then he was throwing those left hands that would just clock dude. Like he was rocking Fortuna like several times.
Yeah, I think like in the 10th round, like he looked like he had Fortuna like ready to be ready to go, ready to be taken out of there. That was probably JoJo. This might be JoJo's best performance as a pro. Like I mean, everything about like what everything he seemed to execute with his fight plan was that. Like Fortuna just didn't have nothing. Fortuna once he got a rock, Fortuna pretty much got on his bike. Like, and then what I didn't like, I know me and LB talked about it too, is when both these motherfuckers started celebrating when they heard at the 10-second warning. Like, I was like, Fortuna's like, you definitely don't need to be doing that. Like, both of them would just stand at each other with their hands in the air. I'm like, fight. They started dancing around each other with their hands in the air. I was like, it's fucking like idiots.
I'm like, what y'all doing? Like, throw hands, but mostly Fortuna because it's like, y'all was talking shit like, and JoJo got a mouth on him. Like, you always calling people pussy and step up and all this. So it's like I feel like he fought, like his appearance matches his attitude now.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he definitely comes off with that vibe where, before with the hair color and all this shit, like a humble little quiet dude in the gym. And people be like, oh, who's that little midget motherfucker over there? He's soft, he pussy, he ain't gonna fight no. And then you spar JoJo and he beats the shit out of you. And you're like, God damn. Like, but now he looks like if he go into the gym and he trains in the corner by himself, you just leave him alone like him. That nigga looks serious. Like,
right.
Yeah, okay. See, so I feel like JoJo, I was impressed. I probably give his performance a B+.
Yeah. It would have been an A if he actually stopped Fortuna. Like if he actually managed to knock him down or stop him.
I felt like he could have too.
Yeah, no, but but outside of the foolishness he did in the final round, like it was a complete performance and it was a mature performance against someone who's pretty much seen as like almost like a boogeyman in a way because so many people will dropped out of fights with him. For all the
niggas was claiming mental health issues trying to, after they get fights with him.
Right.
I mean, it's facts. Shit, y'all seen the poll. People want that Ryan Garcia JoJo Diaz fight, but I think Haney was the second vote.
If they fight, one of them's getting stopped. The stoppage either way. One of them's getting stopped.
With JoJo and Ryan Garcia?
Yes. No. Yeah, I think one of them is getting stopped.
Yeah.
I think JoJo could stop Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia hold his fucking chin up in the air too much.
But
Ryan have footwork to get away from JoJo either.
But Ryan Garcia does have some power, so that's and he's big for that weight. So I mean, I think JoJo's a better boxer and stuff.
Yeah, it's good, but that's one thing that happy motherfucker does have is he does have that he does have explosive power to him.
Yeah, and
he's a little predictable though.
Oh, definitely.
Because he's setting you up for it. Like, and I think JoJo is more seasoned in that aspect. Like, he knows what to look for. Like, that's a great fight. I still pick JoJo, but like King P said, like someone is getting knocked out, and it could be either guy. But I'll take the more consistent level boxer than the guy who, mental issues, fake. Getting dropped by Luke Campbell, life and death with Sosa.
Yep.
And I fucks with Ryan Garcia, but I gotta call a spade, man.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, and I also respected more of Jojo Diaz because he called out Fortuna, like he put himself in a situation. It was like, hey, bro, look, you got no opponent. Well, here I am. Let's fight. And Fortuna's not even a Golden Boy fighter too. Fortuna is one of the rare PPC fighters that actually cross the street, as everyone as now the term goes. You crossing the street.
JoJo is behaving like a fighter. That's what it is.
Yeah.
All you other motherfuckers out there need to take notes.
Yeah, and Fortuna, and that's I'll give Fortuna's respect for. Like Fortuna, it wasn't like nah, bro, you need to come over to PBC to do this shit. Like,
he can't do that anyway. Canon fighters can't talk like that.
Yeah,
true. Right, but he needed a fight, so he just took it.
Yeah, he needed a fight.
In this day and age, anybody can start saying, "So, well, you need to do this."
Right,
I don't want to pass him, but KP's right.
So I'll give him both props, and I'll definitely give props to JoJo for his performance. Like, now he put himself in the mix to being a lightweight, and hopefully, like I said, they put him in the ring by at least. Well, no, he has a cut, so who even knows?
No, November.
Yeah, no, that cut depends.
October.
Nah, but you seen the last tweet? I think Haney said October, and I think Dude said November.
All right, cool. Well, November or December. Yeah, November or December. Whenever that cut is healed up or whatever, hopefully, get him back in the ring. So
and I like how he called people out. Like he talks shit. All you other pussy ass boxers.
Yeah, and they had to apologize for his language, which I was fucking laughing about.
With it holding his son, but that's that G shit I'm talking about. That's the shit I'm talking about. He ain't give a fuck. He holding his damn son and he damn cursing and calling people out pussies and shit. That's what boxing needed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you need a tough guy with a mouth and everything on him, and it's just to be saying whatever the fuck he wants to say.
A tough guy who's not a front run.
Exactly.
Because I don't know, for some reason boxing be typecasting itself. Like all the guys who talk shit like that are always the limited or one trick ponies or the front runners. The dudes who got hands who could really beat your ass, they be like, well, I'll speak to my promoter. I'll see what they'll do. I bring back that James Toney energy where motherfucker got skills and ain't afraid to fucking say, look, I'll beat your ass.
Yeah, it's and it's not just talk, but to be able to back it up too. Because Tony, he talked a lot of shit though, but Tony made fights happen when there's.
And he backed it up. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like JoJo bringing that energy back. Like if you skilled and you back it up and you tough, talk your shit. Talk your shit, Holmes.
Yeah.
Talk your fucking shit.
Good
fight though. Good fight.
It was a great fight, and then finally the main event. And the main event, thankfully, did not bring down the mood of the card because a knockout. Yeah, and it could have, and it could easily have done that. Of course, I'm talking about Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez and Sullivan Barrera. Now, Sullivan Barrera, honestly, I always found it was funny because Barrera's clearly seen better days, like as a fighter. So it's mostly like what does he actually have left versus what they're actually trying to do with Zurdo. They're trying to make Zurdo at least a 175 threat. So thankfully, like we all gave predictions, like 1, 2, 3, 5, and the fucking fight ends in 4. You know what I'm saying? So, but I at least with Zurdo, like Zurdo, Zurdo at least he knew this was his audition for a fight because you can't, if you stink out of the joint with someone who's faded. That's not really a good look. So
he did what he was supposed to do. He did what all of us predicted an early knockout, and he went out and did what he was supposed to do. So
absolutely, he dropped him with the first knockout was a vicious body shot. Like that shit, that shit was thrown swiftly too. Like when he saw that shit in slow motion, I was like, God damn, this motherfucker probably got his rib punched into an organ or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So
we all said like this shouldn't go past 5 rounds. And he said, you know what, 4 rounds.
Yeah, like I think Zurdo knew what time it was because I know if whatever fight that he wanted to make in his mind, he knew he had to get rid of Barrera, and Barrera had only been stopped once by Bivol in the last round like some years back. Like it's a while back.
Yeah, I feel like that fight was forever ago.
Yeah,
and he called out Bivol too. So
yeah, that was an HBO fight.
yeah, damn.
Yeah, so Zerto did what he had to do, and it was good for him. Like I know Oscar's trying to make him into the next Canelo in terms of. I know Zerto's been like, yeah, give me Bivol, give me whoever, But it remains to be seen because like Zerto, like some other fighters, has been kind of iffy on fighting as he should. Especially let's put especially his whole thing with Top Rank. That Top Rank shit never sat right with me either. What he pulled, because like he had fights set up and he decided he needed to book. So yeah. Zerto, this is you're on your redemption tour, bro. Like you better make the most of it. It was like I said, it was a great card, and if you missed it, shame on you. But yeah, Golden Boy, like I said, Golden Boy needs to stay on the zone. Like I know they burned bridges on a lot of different places, but Oscar, if you care about the future of your company, you better keep them on the zone and get the Triller stuff out of your head.
Yeah, like leave Triller for yourself,
right?
Or maybe a one-off with Ryan Garcia and do some mega event. But other than that, just Golden Boy and the Zone got a good thing going on. And,
yeah,
don't fuck it up.
Yeah, don't fuck it up. Exactly.
That was almost a jinx right there. That was both of us to say that. Yeah. Like, son, you got yourself a good woman. You're growing older now. You're more mature. Don't fuck it up. And that was one of those, man. Like, you pat him on the shoulder real hard, look at him serious, but smile.
Exactly. Oh, man. So at least thankfully, Friday nights was good. And so now we definitely, we have another card coming up for next Saturday that we are all anticipating because it is probably one of the biggest fights of this year, and a fight that was surprisingly made in time. And this is what, and I know we've said this before, but 154, the fights that need to happen in time. Like it's not a drawn out. Like the only time it was ever drawn out really was the whole Harrison Charlo thing, Jamal Charlo, and that's because Tony had a injury.
Also Charlo heard. I mean that should have happened, but they fucked that up a little bit.
Yeah, no, but at least other fights were going on that were leading to that, and Charlo Hurd pretty much fell apart because Hurd fell apart, or Charlo regained his stats, Hurd never did. So it's like so that's the whole thing with that.
The closest thing you'll see them together is that fucking artwork I did. Damn it.
Facts. But yeah, definitely now. This is a special fight. This will be a 4-belt unification at 154, and this will be the first. They'll be the first undisputed champion at 154 in the 4-belt era. There were several, when it was 2 belts, and then Winky when it was 3, and now it's 4.
It's funny. This is the biggest fight at 154 to me, or the most important, because motherfuckers are saying, no, that was bigger. I feel like it's the most important 154 fight since Winky Shane, really.
Yeah, it's definitely important because it's important now for Jamal Charlo. It's pretty much at this point, Jamal Charlo's he's riding high right now. Like everyone knows, he's pretty much the de facto number 154 pounder. I don't think anyone will disagree with that.
I mean, there shouldn't be anybody that's like de facto. Like, there's nobody even close.
Right. And 154 has a lot of talented fighters. They have a lot of, great fights, good fights that go on in the division. So the fact that someone can actually separate himself is a plus. Now, I know for Jamal Charlo, I know the biggest thing for him right now, for whatever reason, I think it's gotten to him too, is getting his pound for pound respect. Like, dude really was like, yeah, like, dude made sure, like, he had put out, was like, yeah, like, if I win this fight, like, you motherfuckers is gonna make me pound for pound. Like, I will be pound for pound after this shit. And he's already, to me, for most of us, he's pound for pound now. He's pound for pound top 10 at least. He's definitely there. And more than some other fighters on the list, for that matter. So yeah, this fight is important. And then the final piece of the puzzle, one Brian Castano, who again, crossed the street and took the WBO belt from Patrick Teixeira in a bruising fight. A fight where Castano damn nearly put Teixeira away in the final round, too, because he put so much hands on him. Because,
he beat his ass that fight.
Yeah, like and like I said, I respect that. Like I said, for all the guys that be talking that across the street shit, like the ones who actually do it and actually do it to the fact that they come over with the title, big respect, enough respect. I get more respect, and I get Castano's respect because, and this is one of those fights that probably that they could have avoided because, like I said, this fight was always signed. Like it was like as soon as Teixeira won this belt, like this fight was signed immediately, like before the pandemic shut things down for a little bit. So the fact that the fight still continued and Castano was able to take that belt, and the fact that we didn't hear one word about mandatories from them, like they made this fight like ASAP, is beautiful. That's how boxing is supposed to operate. Don't wait, you don't wait to make the best fights. You make them when both fighters are at a peak.
And both fighters in their prime at least.
Yeah. And Castano has a 0. He got a wonderful victory. He's knocked off, he had the draw with Laura, and he's knocked off some other, quality 154 pounders. This is it. This is it for him. Like this is the fight that, this is the fight that he needs to get his respect, and Charlo needs to get his respect. And I know I'm fucking excited for this fight. LB, man, what are your thoughts about this?
Oh man! First of all, I gotta say, I watched the All Access last night, and it was dope. Fuck with it. It was real fresh.
I still haven't watched it. I completely forgot. I always forget to watch that shit for some reason. I'll do that later.
It popped up on my YouTube, and I was like, "Oh, okay." I think what? I saw that instead of the fucking McGregor fight. Like I knew he was gonna lose, so I wasn't hyped to see it. Like, so I didn't miss it. Even Roman called me up. Shout out to Rome Ring about like, yo, y'all gonna talk about the McGregor fight? I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I forgot all about that motherfucker. Then I see Jake Paul with the chain. If people hate Jake Paul for boxing, stop it. Like, but yeah. Castano, Charlo, man, biggest fight of the year, really.
Yeah, until at least Pacquiao Spence rolls around. But in terms of importance to a division,
what fucking top three. The 3 biggest fights this year. Okay, top 5. Well, fucking Chocolatito Estrada, that's 1.
Mm-hmm.
What's the shit? Ramirez Taylor, that's 2.
Yep.
Castano Charlo,
that's 3.
That's 3. Wilder Fury was 4, but whatever.
And Pacquiao
Spence was 5.
Yeah.
Like literally, and for being a top 5 fight in the sport, like this shit is gonna be good. I feel like we're gonna see a fight of the year. It's gonna come down. I think we're gonna see Charlo really let the hands go, especially in the later rounds. I think it's gonna get to a point where the fight is gonna be on the line, up in the air, and people gonna really just sell out. Castano, his pressure style, just like Zepeda from the Golden Boy card, excellent pressure fighting. He boxes fundamentally sound, he tracks you down, footwork, head movement, high guard, slips, dips, punches, he catches, parries, everything. High skilled, elite level pressure boxing. Charlo, elite level power boxing. Like this is a great fight. Fuck it. Like if you love boxing, you have to see this shit. That's all I got to say. If you can see it live in the arena, even better.
Yeah, and then one thing about the arena shit, I honestly I was bummed that it wasn't in New York. Although technically, unfortunately, I had plans. But I know myself. I know Pete was, we definitely look because once we heard the rumblings that it might be in New York,
West Coast fight, bro.
Like we were like, if it was in New York though, I'd be like, oh shit, I'd be like really kicking myself, like, God damn it, I wish I didn't have these plans. But
it's better. it's where it's supposed to be though. Like it's a damn Texas, or Texas West Coast fight. Like this shit would even feel weird if even if this was in Miami, I would be like, oh shit, but yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It would just feel out of place, even though I'd be happy.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you, Lord knows, y'all region already had enough out of place fights as it is.
Yeah. Oh, Canelo versus a jobber. Oh, here you go. Yeah.
Yeah, Andre versus his Mando. Andre is from my area, of all places.
Fighting in fucking Florida.
Yeah, so it's like we need New York is not back yet until New York has a significant card.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know P's starving. I know I'm starving for this shit.
Y'all niggas starving.
Yeah, it's like
New York.
I know. Soon I'm gonna have to get on a fucking plane at some point. Oh man, no. But P, speaking of you, what do you think about this fight?
First off, fuck you, LB. You don't tease a man when he's starving. Like,
hey, nigga, y'all been teasing me with no fucking fights for like decades.
That's actually true.
like I don't care, man. I'm starving. We need some steak on my plate.
We talk about rematches, the fights that y'all seen up in motherfucking New York. So like, nah, y'all gotta hold this L just like in hip hop. Like when the South took over, motherfuckers was like, oh man, I don't want to damn listen to all that snap crackle pop bullshit. Then y'all niggas bust out with chicken noodle soup, and we're supposed to be like, oh, you know what? Nah, get that dick riding shit out of here. Hold this motherfucking L.
Nobody like that shit anyway. Fuck out of here.
8 careers.
But anyways, man, this is a great fight, man. I'm really, really looking forward to this fight. Like it was funny because one of my homeboys was like, he's like, he casually into boxing, and he was like texting me like randomly on Twitter, and he was like, yo, like is that Charlo fight coming up this week? I'm like, nah, it's next week. Oh, he's like, okay, cool. It's the appetizer to the main course on the 24th. I'm like, whoa. I had to like kind of check him. Like, first off, that fight's off, and which he got mad about. Second of all, like this is a main course in and of itself. This ain't no damn appetizer. Like this for all the belts. Like top.
Thank you for clicking your friend. Yeah, but all boxing fans, thank you.
And it's funny because he's like, damn, I knew as soon as I hit send that a seasoned fan was gonna put me in my place for that. So he knew what was up. But it's gonna be a great fight. Two guys at their best. The style matchup makes it even better because it's a 50-50 fight. You know what I'm saying? You got Charlo's the bigger puncher, of course, but Castaño has the work rate, so it's gonna be interesting to see. We're gonna get some fade. We're gonna get a fade. So I'm gonna love this. So I'm gonna enjoy it.
I think Castaño might have the higher KO ratio.
But from what I've seen from both of them, Charlo's the heavier puncher.
That's true, and I think because Jamel Charlo had like the rare tweak late in his career where he was a competent boxer, but a switch in the style, he became a murderous puncher. Which was actually, it was much needed too. Anyway, I'll say that.
I mean, Castaño has a beard, so he has a chin, so he can take some of these punches, but it's going to be.
And Castaño punches hard enough.
Yeah, no, he punches hard enough. He's going to get his respect, and he's high. Yeah. And he's high active.
And then remember, he got a high work rate. Like
that's what I'm saying. He's highly active. So
yeah.
And that's really good. Charlo's like weakness. It's a guy with a high work rate to go along, like. And especially if the guy has power too, you know what I'm saying? He'll definitely keep him honest. So we'll see. We'll see how it ends up. It's gonna be a great fight though.
Absolutely. AO Pilot, what about you, bro?
Yeah, I mean, same as the previous gentleman said. I mean, this is a great fight. I mean, I've been excited for it since it got announced. I think it's kind of Pete touched upon a stat where the punch output. There's a punch output stat where basically, Castano is pretty much, in terms of that 154, he's pretty much the highest, punches per round, whereas Charlo is actually on the lower scale of it. So that, is obviously an interesting dynamic. I think I'm still going to rock with Charlo in it, but I mean that, Charlo does sometimes lose his own fights, or basically makes it harder on himself by just looking for a knockout and not just throwing the jab or just being active as he should, because he has the skills to just box and be active, but
He does.
Somewhere online he did change it to just try to get that knockout or land those power shots. But yeah, I mean this is a huge fight, one of the biggest fights of the year, and can't wait for Saturday, man. Definitely.
Yeah, no, I definitely can't wait for it either, man. And it's time to, like I said, my lady was talking about like way in advance, like because she wanted to plan things for my birthday or whatever, and it was gonna be for this weekend. But she made sure to ask me first. It's like, is there any boxing on, or in her words, is there any savagery on that weekend? And I'm like, yeah, there's savagery on. It's like, what time? I said 9 o'clock. I'm like, okay, I'll plan what I wanted to plan for you after that. I was like, that's what's up, because I already told her she knew what time it was to ask me that. So my attention, whatever she does, doesn't like kind of fade away to that. But yeah, no, I definitely can't wait for this fight too. So I know, Pi, you just said decision. LB, how do you think this is going to go?
Man, I'm torn on this fight, man. I like both fighters. They both quality. They're both quality up. I feel like Castaño could pull it off. Like, he's a dark horse. Like, he's a live dark horse. Just because I think it's the wrong style for Jermell Charlo. Like, Jermell Charlo has to break dude down and actually win rounds. And some people aren't wired to do both. Some people can either do one or the other. They'll lose rounds, break you down, and stoppage, like a Herd will, or used to.
Mm-hmm.
But then some dudes could break you down and still win the round, or at least stay up with you where it's a close fight, and then they could turn it on, or they get you to a level where they could get you out of there or drop you or something, man.
Right.
Charlo's frustration sometimes when he can't land his money punches or things aren't going right.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's overcome that.
Yeah, and that, because usually when that happens, he becomes a little sloppy, and I think that's where you saw that most in the Harrison fights, in the Harrison
fight. And the Trout fight too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Those knockdowns,
definitely
those knockdowns. That fight's a draw.
Yeah, facts.
Like real talk. Like and Charlo, he was visually frustrated in that fight. Like, he was even saying it in the corner. Like, I remember me and PJ was talking about it on a episode, and he was like he was losing his mind. Like, dude was literally having a breakdown over this shit. I'm like, God damn, nigga, this is just Austin Trout. Like, oh my God, what if this is like Sergio Martinez or somebody who has some real firepower coming back at your ass?
I'm saying, yeah, and that's it. But then I think the reason why, I mean, obviously with Castaño too, like Castaño is a dark horse. Although he's had fights that's shown, like, I mean, the Teixeira fight, I mean, it's probably shown what he can actually do to someone who actually has some firepower behind him. But I mean, obviously, on the PBC side, the Lara fight is pretty much, I think, his highest, is his most known fight. And it's definitely debatable on whether he actually won or lost that fight. I mean, it
was a draw. He should have won. Lara ain't win that shit.
Man. I actually had Lara winning that shit.
You would, nigga. You would.
Nigga, I did.
I said you would. Like, I said you would, though. You can't argue something that I said you would have, that you would do. Like,
no, of course I would, and I did.
Because this nigga Lara, all he did was get his ass whooped in the corner against the ropes in that fight to me, and and this nigga and Lara don't even want an elite opponent no more. Like,
yeah, I think see that fight. I think
Castaño beat the fire out this dude.
Yeah, it was one of those fights where I think both of them kept each other honest a lot, because they both landed their shots on him and they both were affected by each other's punches. That was the problem. Like
it was. That's true, and I'm not saying Castaño, had some 118, 110. Nah, like, I felt like it was a good 115, 113. Like, Lara won some rounds.
I had it 115, 113, just the other way around.
Yeah, it's either or. I mean, you can see it, or you can see it like a flat out draw. Where it was one of those fights. It was a fight that didn't have a lot of separation, and that was, truthfully might have been like Laura's last stand because he's been fighting some mid.
It was like, truthfully, nigga, that is the truth.
Yeah, it was.
Like, yeah, dude.
The
Like
man
Laura
got the fight beat out of him in 2 fights back to back. Like Hurd and Castaño. Like, look, you're not supposed to be like certain styles aren't made to them go back to get back against each other. Like I don't know why Laura did this or whatever the reason, but him fighting Hurd, who's a pressure boxer, big guy, and then to only fight a smaller version of him in the next fight is like
he probably wanted to prove something to himself or try to get on the fast track. But yeah, the Castaño fight was probably one of those fights. I wouldn't say it wasn't a cherry pick going wrong. Like I mean, truthfully, it was tougher than what I thought he would actually fight. But yeah, it was clear it was more than enough that it was taxing for him.
Yeah. I felt like the last 2 rounds really kind of won the fight for Castaño. Like they was going at it. But ring generalship, I think Castaño pulled it off because the activity and if a guy like Laura has to visually hurt you the way he boxes sometimes. If he can't hurt you, and then I keep seeing him get backed up with a couple shots, 3 or 4 punches at a time, hard to win rounds. And I think that's going to happen to Jermell Charlo in this fight. And he has a worse habit of that than damn Laura.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's and that's why it's definitely going to be interesting. So, but you're still undecided. I mean, so is it a draw? Are you thinking, or are we thinking?
You know what? I could see a draw in this fight. I could see Charlo winning because he's the bigger name, and I think they're really trying to take the Charlo brothers to the next level.
Yeah,
like I think the next level, they get bigger opponents, whatever. They'll start doing solo pay-per-views for them. I hate to have to even fucking say this. But I could actually see them doing that. But this fight, it's hard. This is a hard damn decision, man. Charlo should, if Charlo, I think honestly, the old Jermell needs to come back for this fight. To be honest with you,
to a degree, I would say because
to a degree, like you said, but I feel like 60-40. 60% of the old Charlo needs to be back for this fight. 40% of the new Charlo.
Word.
Because Charlo's going to need to have the work rate to keep up with Castaño. If he sits back and he tries to just look for openings, nah. It'll be like the Laura fight. It'll be tic-tac back and forth, and we'll all be playing damn who won this bitch at the end of this motherfucker.
Right.
And we'll have more semantic battles and all this shit. So that's the thing with Charlo got to look at. Like Castaño just need to be who he is. But fuck. I don't know. For some reason, I'm leaning toward Castaño. Fuck. This is feeling like the Lopez damn dog bay fight. Shit, I might say Castaño by the end of the podcast. I might say Jermell, so I'll say Castaño right now.
By
decision. Yeah, you know I'm a knockout call that motherfucker, but
right,
you ain't knocking out Jermell Charlo. You ain't got Gerald McKellen, Trinidad, Golovkin power. I don't think you're knocking out I don't think you're knocking out any of the Charlo.
Right.
Yeah, them some tough motherfuckers.
Absolutely. AOP, what about you?
You know, it's funny. I see this fight being a lot like Spence Porter.
Okay.
I see that fight being a lot like Spence Porter. Only, I think it ends in a knockout. I'm calling it. I think Charlo. I think the firepower. I think he's going to bring the firepower, and I think he's going to really hit Castaño with some really, really hard shots all night, and I think it's going to be a late round KO.
That's what it is.
10th round.
I mean, I do feel that way too. I do feel like I think Charlo's going to stop him late, 10 or 11.
See, I mean, for me, I think Charlo's going to win a decision, but it's going to be like a 115-113-ish decision. That's what I'm
Yes,
thinking.
I could agree with Pat on that. That's what I was leading
But
to.
I think that Charlo should fucking use the jab in this fight. Like really use the jab. Like that would make his night a hell of a lot easier.
He's
That
not
man
going
ain't really
to.
used the jab in like 5-6 fights.
Well, bring it back. bring it back.
Bring it back. Yeah, I mean, you should use it and stick to it. That's the thing. Like, don't forget about it. You keep using that motherfucker.
Stop throwing like lead left hooks, nigga. You're not Roy Jones. Like
the dude is gonna fight with fire in his eyes. I can already tell. Like I know he's in the moment right now. He's gonna fight with pure fire in his eyes.
Fighting with fire in your eyes and averaging 40 punches a round ain't gonna cut it for Castaño.
Mm.
Yeah, see, I'd be even more like I don't. I just feel like he needs to stop being so like methodical with his punches. Like,
to me, I think it's just I think too like Charles. He's had the stage before. Like he's been on this type of stage, big stage before. So I think he knows what he needs to do. I think it's Castaño that needs to probably be more aggressive. Like. I think it's more Castaño that needs to be known that he has to be more aggressive. So he's not so.
He's gonna have to win this. He's gonna have to take it from him.
Yeah,
like Castaño already aggressive as fuck. Like any more aggressive, he be bringing a baseball bat in that bitch.
No, but I'm saying
have to do that then.
Exactly, but this is a Charlo because he knows Charlo is a name on his record that he needs. Like if
I think Charlo is going to have to be more aggressive. I think y'all got to like backwards.
No, I think both these cats need to be. I want both these cats to be aggressive. I want them to really try to knock each other's heads off. Like yeah, you can set up your shots, but I want some punching with content, with emotional content. Like
Oh, we're gonna get that. Like Charlo emotional as fuck. Like
facts.
Putting heart and soul in those damn punches, like and anger. Like
yeah,
I just want to see it at a higher rate. Like. He has the fitness to do it. Like if Charlo's averaging like 55, 60 punches a round, I think he takes this because when I break down the math, I feel like if you're throwing 60 punches a round, a good 20 or 30 of those punches need to be damn jabs.
Word.
And I'm talking about not the damn Austin Trout throwaway jabs, not the little, like real hard jabs. Them fucking, them Colbert jabs, them bazooka jabs.
Yeah, and don't flick a jab just to throw combinations and then just flick a jab that's not doing anything.
Don't stat pad the jab. Like jab like you mean it.
Right.
Yeah, brought that one back. I mean, if we asking for the old Charlo to come back a little bit, then we had to bring that stat pad.
Yeah, absolutely. And then thankfully for this fight too, as well, like at least now has a decent undercard to it. 2 other fights on there.
Aleem,
Emmanuel Aleem and Amakar Vidal. Now, Aleem, however, has been, Aleem has unfortunately in the last couple of years has kind of a lot of luster has gone off. I mean, I'm still high on him. Like I still ever since I saw a dude fight in Boston, I'm like, okay, this shit, like that's what it is, though. But I mean, yeah, dude, for the start, he's highly aggressive. But I think the loss to Hugo Centeno, where he got iced in 3 rounds, that was like the beginning of a slide. I mean, and then there was the Korobov fight, which I thought he lost, but the judges kind of fucked Korobov in that one, and they said it was a scoring error when he originally won on the cards. And I fell for Korobov too because I was like, and I'm a fan of Aleem. And then afterwards, he lost to Ronald Ellis in a fight he had no business losing to. So this is kind of like a crossroads fight for him, facing Amakar Vidal, who is a pure puncher, 12-0 with 11 knockouts, pure puncher, and he's a lot bigger too. He's a 6 foot, something middleweight. And he's a Samson fighter. Let's not forget that. And Samson is probably the most underrated finder of talent in boxing today. Underrated. Like, there's no one else I would say. Like, so, like, the stage is set for crossroads. Either Aleem tries to beat this guy, or Aleem probably gets sent into Jobberville or Jobber to the Stars type of fight.
Yeah, you said Aleem, man. I'm thinking the other nigga. Like,
oh no, No, it's
Oh,
not Reese.
you thought it was the 135 cat or whatever.
Yeah, man,
No,
fuck
no,
this
no,
shit,
no, no.
nigga. I'm good.
Yeah, no, Emmanuel Lima, he throws face, but unfortunately, I think he's in a situation now where he may have to. He has to win. He has to win decisively.
I mean, is alright. Like, I remember the fight with Corabo, but Corabo did himself no favors fighting half that fight, though.
That's also true, but I still thought
He
Korobov won
literally
that
let
fight.
dude come back into that fight. But like, he
still,
stood aside and he opened the door for this dude.
I mean, like I said, I still thought he won that fight though. But yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those
Yeah,
fights.
he should have won. He should have won. Don't. Yeah, I'm not. But I can understand. Like, I'm one of these realist motherfuckers. Like I can see how some people get robbed sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not right. They're like a motherfucker. You flashing a chain and it's 3 o'clock in the morning. And you in Sis Trunk or Carroll City or someplace in the hood, and you doing that stupid shit. Then yeah. It's not right for them to rob you, but I can see why they did.
Right. But
it's not right for them to rob you when you won the first 6 rounds, but I can see why they did.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that should be either way. I mean, hands are gonna fly in that opener, like for damn sure. And then the co-main is pretty much boxing's biggest villain, Rolando Rolly Romero.
They said boxing's biggest villain. I thought that was Fury right now.
The funny thing is too is there are people that still like Fury. Meanwhile, every time like people in Rolly's camp don't like him. Like other TMT fighters don't like him. PBC fighters don't like him. Top rank, like no one, like everyone except
Teofimo.
Yeah, like no one likes Rolly Romero at all, and I think he cherishes that too. He's like, you know what, no one like he talks to himself in the third person too when he talks shit too, which is also annoying.
Yeah, so Blair Cobb doesn't like him.
So Rolly's on there, and originally he was going to face Austin Dulé, who's he's a decent fighter, but I mean he's no one special in that aspect. But Dulé, I think, suffered a knee injury, and then Rolly talked shit to him about that. And then so they got a replacement, and his replacement is kind of a wild card with Anthony Yigit. Now, Anthony Yigit's biggest known fight was fighting in the World Boxing Super Series 140 tournament, where he lost by KO to Ivan Baranchyk for that IBF belt. And if his eye didn't get compromised so early by Baranchyk's heavy ass punches, he probably would have made a fight. He probably would have at least had a stronger fight. And he did fight as much hard as he can, but that's Baranchyk. Baranchyk is a hard. If you're not hitting him as hard as he's hitting you, forget it.
And if your boxing isn't making up for your lack of power, or if it's not putting an emphasis on your power, like Josh Taylor, then even Zepeda to an extent, because Zepeda had to go to fucking war for this dude. So
right,
yeah, I can't get on nobody for losing to Baranchyk. Baranchyk fucking brings it.
Yeah, exactly. So, but Yigit, he like I said, I mean, Yigit is skilled enough that he can actually make it a fight for Rolly, who, for all his power, he lackey the boxy a lot, if you want to call that. Like, his technical skills are kind of non-existent. Yeah, so I mean that could be a walkout. I mean, if you try to bet some money on that, you should look at the line for that fight to see, because I mean there is, Rolly can probably be upset in that particular fight. Hopefully he is too, because he gets on my fucking nerves. I can't stand that guy. But
he has to. If he's matched up well, he could be good for the sport, because boxing needs personalities.
That is true.
But a lot of these guys, they don't take the type of fights that's going to elevate their status. He needs to fight another name or someone more recognizable.
Right, and I know they're throwing around Ryan Garcia a lot too. That name
should happen, but the way with Ryan Garcia, you can't really depend on him to make any good fight now. Like,
he's kind of like, he does his own thing. Like, he basically, as long as the fight doesn't threaten his mental health, he'll take it.
Your name ain't Fortuna.
Yes.
Yeah, like that's the thing with boxing, moves too slow, man. Like Raleigh, like I don't even fuck with dude like that, but he got power. He got a personality. He could be something in the sport. He needs to be fighting 3-4 times a year. People need to see him and be able to catch his vibe. Like, but to have these guys fighting once every 6 months, man.
I mean, like I said, he's a Floyd fighter, so yeah, Floyd needs to. Floyd should be putting like as long as Rolly's not put through the ringer. Yeah, he should be fighting like every 2 months now. He's only at like 12, 13 fights.
Honestly, I would be putting him on tank cards.
That's also true.
And building him up as a guy, you know, that you know, if you're gonna have if you're gonna say, look, we're gonna do in-house fights, then damn it, you know, build up these in-house fights. That's the difference with Top Rank. Top Rank will build up in-house fights, and then don't make the in-house fight sometimes.
Right, exactly. So yeah, like if you get like
PDC won't build up the in-house fight, but then make the in-house fight 90% of the time.
Right.
So sometimes you're stuck with an in-house fight that had no natural organic promotion. Like then sometimes you'll have an in-house fight that has organic promotion, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, like Harrison and Jamel Charlo,
right?
As opposed to let me see, a random ass PBC let 2 Ohio niggas fight in Cali ass fight.
Facts.
You know, so that's all I'm saying. But yeah, I guess breaking it down, I guess the card is decent, you know. But I'm here for the main event though.
Yeah, like at least on the card there's you know fade. There'll definitely be some fades on there. Some might be particularly violent fades. I'm looking at the opener on that one, probably being more violent fade than the co-main. And but I mean, Rolik obviously has power. He has that retard power, you know. So he can put away here, but he can also get his head boxed off. So it's that's the intrigue. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to that card. I can't wait. It's on Showtime, people. I think it's 9 o'clock. I hope it is. If it's not 9 o'clock, I'll correct you guys on Twitter or IG or whatever. If it's not 9, it might
a triple header. Yeah, that needs to start at 9.
Yeah, the Showtime's been showing shit at 10 o'clock, and that shit is kind of, I mean, I don't mind it, but it's kind of like, why?
Yeah, it starts at 9.
Oh, okay, yes. Cool. Excellent. That's good. That's great to hear. So I'm just looking at the time right now. I think it's probably time for us to kind of wrap things up a little bit.
Yeah, got other moves to make.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, final thoughts. Pilot, final thought.
Shit. Well, first and foremost, I do want to say rest in peace to Seb Eubank, the son of, you know, super middleweight legendary boxer Christopher Eubanks, who passed away. So condolences to his family. With that said, just be grateful for what you got. Huge weekend of box. Well, obviously Saturday I'm hyped for the main event. Big fight, and hopefully it lives up to the expectations, and you know we get some buzz for it. You know, this week for the better of boxing, and you know there's Ring Gang Radio all day, every day, twice on Sundays, and yeah, that's all I got.
Word.
Motherfucker, it's Sunday, so you got to say it twice. If you're gonna at least do it right.
Twice on Sundays.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
Oh shit.
AOP, yo, drop what you let's say, bro.
I mean, you already know it's Ring Gang all day, every day, twice on Sundays. Let me repeat that again: Ring Gang Radio all day, every day, twice on Sundays.
Hey,
but you know we got a good card coming up. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be fed, so I'm gonna be happy. Other than that, you know what it is: Ring Gang Radio all day, every day, twice on Sunday, every day, twice on Sundays. You know, bring it back because it's like that.
Hey.
Nigga, you say you want to try to get me to rap, so might as well get a head start on it. But you know where to find us though. You know, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, ringangradio.com. You know what it is.
Absolutely. LB, man, your final thoughts?
Oh man, I'm just hyped up for this Charlo the Staniel fight. I feel like we've been waiting for it for a while, but not too long. But I'm glad it's right on time. So
yes, sir.
So that's what's up. Shout out to everybody else in the squad. Prolific Genius, you know, Ring Gang TV, RTDZ, Big Rome, and PJ the Fight Architect.
Yes, sir.
Gang. Cartoon probably come out this week.
Yes, sir.
It's literally almost done. I know we keep saying coming soon, coming soon. Like, niggas is busy, and it's a lot of shit. Like, y'all, like, motherfuckers don't know. There's a lot of shit goes into making a cartoon, even if it's just 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. A lot of shit goes into it. And,
Absolutely.
we want y'all to support it and just show love and just, just realize that, be different with this shit. Ain't too many people fucking, giving you a cartoon and, their primary base is boxing.
Absolutely.
Like, that shit just don't happen like that. So, like a lot of the boxers that we idolize and respect in this game, and you've been listening to us for years, for a while, you'll know that, we put those guys up there. We put them up there for just doing that extra shit that make them special, like being committed to discipline and training and doing the right things. That's what we trying to do with this. So, yeah, it's boxing, but we just got so much talent, so much, beautiful people involved with this shit that we always gonna go the extra mile and just give y'all some raw, extra special dope shit. So that's definitely on the way. I just had to just say that, but much love to everybody that fuck with us on Spotify, Podomatic, ringgangradio.com, the website, YouTube. Y'all follow us, Twitter, IG. We on fucking TikTok. Make sure you get on that TikTok. Follow us, Ring Gang Radio TikTok. And yes, the fucking cartoon. This shit is gonna be amazing. It's funny as fuck. Got a special guest star. Gonna be killing it. I'm telling you, like, it's gonna blow you away. If we could drop this week, that'd be perfect. It's looking that way though. I'm about to work on this shit some more, but yeah, that and I hope we have a great fight in boxing this weekend. Like Jamel Charlo Castaño, I just want y'all to leave it all in the ring. I don't even really care who wins. I just want to see a great fight. I know I picked Castaño. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I can live with it. If I'm right, hey, I live with it. But I just want to see a great fight. But it's gonna be a close fight. So I'm just fucking hyped, man. I love this shit. So y'all stay tuned. Uppercut season. We ain't dropped no videos for that in a while. So Uppercut's been slowing down, but they're gonna come back.
Absolutely, they always come back.
Yeah, they always come back.
It never dies. It never ends.
So y'all make sure y'all stay on the lookout for that shit and gang.
Absolutely, and the only thing I got to add on to other than what the other brothers already said is I gotta say a smooth shout out to the UFC last night, because the UFC was entertaining as fuck last night. And then also too, MMA is the one sport that they be having some of the most wildest injuries I've ever seen. Ever. Like, I mean, for all the at least a couple of decades I've watched that shit, like, they have some wild injuries, and none was wilder than the one McGregor suffered.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, like, there's been a lot of kicking injuries and foot injuries, in the UFC lately.
Oh yeah, some bad ones, some real bad ones.
Yeah, like I mean,
everybody's talking about practicing kicks and street fights and shit, but got me rethinking that shit. Fuck y'all, nigga, hands.
And the funny thing is too, the injury was a non-contact injury. Like, both of them, they both of them were able to slip each other's punches, but McGregor took a really bad step and damn near and snapped his tibia and fibula. Like, and you could see the tibia touched the ground, which is never supposed to happen.
There was a kick before. There were a couple of kicks before early into it that sort of got it kind of.
Yeah, because he threw a couple up kicks when he was on the ground trying to fend off the jiu-jitsu, whatever, and that could have been a part though. But seriously though, it was such a bad step, because you can literally see his ankle and his thing fold up, and he fell like it was a wrap after that. It was kind of gross, but it was worth it to see him on the ground. Unfortunately, he was talking that shit on the ground, and I was wishing that Dustin would have attacked him, You know, while he's on the ground, give him a couple kicks to the broken ankle and shit. You know, because he needed that. But fortunately,
sometimes you can play the villain role too hard.
Yeah, and he kept on saying it like you're white, and dude was talking straight out. Like, I mean, he didn't even hide his accent. Like, he sounded like straight out from Snatch. Like, it was so unintelligible. Like, I was like, God damn it! Like, I have to listen real hard to actually understand what this motherfucker is talking about. You know. Yeah, but yeah. It was like fuck McGregor for that. Like
a fucking angry leprechaun or some shit.
Yeah, I was like, it's a shame that and it looked like he was on his way to probably either getting KO'd or put to sleep because he was already gassed from the first one. He wasn't gonna last that much longer.
Man, I don't even know how McGregor even training like that. Serious.
And Greg Hardy getting bodied was kind of funny. The memes, it's like women like just being happy about him getting knocked out under 1 minute.
Yeah. Greg Hardy, yeah. As an Eagles fan, I took great pleasure in watching that dude get knocked out. And then old boy was drinking liquor out of sneakers, which was kind of disgusting to me.
That shit's nasty as fuck, man.
Yeah,
come on.
And he did to 2 sneakers, including one guy that poured sneakers from like probably 15 feet up, and he was drinking that shit.
Yeah, come on. How are you doing it during still COVID going on? Still that word going around. Come on, man.
Yeah, like some people are just different, bro. Some real different. But it was an enjoyable UFC, and McGregor, snapped his shit. So yeah, it was a great. So big ups to UFC on that.
Might be time to call it a day for McGregor career though.
Yeah, like he's pretty much like he's only had like 1 win since he fought like Floyd or whatever. So it's
just recover, get that Jake Paul bag, and call it a career, brother.
Jake Paul said he's only going to offer him $23. Yeah. I don't think he needs the money that bad. Like,
Jake.
It don't work no more.
Yeah, the thing was McGregor's supposed to win that fight so he can face Jake Paul. Jake Paul's not going to offer him any bread for that. No, that's done.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to.
One of us got a better chance of landing a damn Jake Paul fight.
I'm saying. But other than that, like I said, follow us on everywhere. Especially in our YouTube. Tell your friends about their YouTube so they can subscribe to it, and then we can all be friends because, like I said, we do this shit for y'all. This is what we love to do. Henny God mentioned yes, McGregor is trash. Yeah, he is. He's pretty much whatever his appeal is now because he's fighting at higher weights and he's not really killing himself like he used to do. He's getting exposed now. He's getting big time exposed.
So who's he appealing to? Assholes that like are assholes to everybody else? Like
you said, like we said earlier, bro. Like everyone loves the villain. Like like if you draw attention to yourself and you're actually scoring some highlight reel knockouts along the way, and then you're brash. Especially
there comes a time when you gotta dial it back some. Like you can't be getting these ass whoopings like that. And it's like, why did he even take this third fight? Like. When you know a Jake Paul fight is in the air, even a Pacquiao fight, like
but hey, some people.
He got his ass whooped by both guys. Now, don't get me wrong,
right?
I think Pacquiao and Jake Paul would have beat him up in different ways, but still, like you don't even get those bags no more.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I mean, he said he's going to fight out after he gets his surgery tomorrow, so we'll see how that shit goes.
Dude, man, look, bro, like when it comes to the feet, those are like the slowest fucking healing goddamn things. Bro, I'm still healing from a surgery from October last year.
Word.
McGregor, like, yeah, I don't see him fighting for another maybe 18 months, yo.
Well, I mean, obviously they might do something, because people have come back from that injury from like 5 to 9 months. But like I said, we'll see how that shit goes.
Oh, damn. That's on them, shit.
Yeah.
I ain't got a career in martial arts or boxing to
that's true.
to make me fucking speed up my fucking rehabilitation. I guess I got a little Keith Thurman in me.
Of course.
I get an injury and be like, man, fuck, you didn't need more time. But yeah, I just me personally, I don't think that shit's healing. No, I mean, look at Hay and his ankle and that shit. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like I said,
And that was like a year, right? Like,
yeah. Or hey, if you think he's gonna come back from a serious injury like that, let him, and then we can watch him either get knocked around or something else gets broken. We'll see.
Yeah, just don't come crawling in the box and you stay your ass in the UFC getting knocked out and shit.
Exactly.
Because I don't need to hear your fucking fans talk about, but, McGregor just really had one leg going against Jake Paul. No, I want to hear it. No.
Yeah.
Shut that shit up. But you know how we do, man. Let me bring it back to Pat.
Yeah. So for myself, Pat Scorpio, the New England representative, for LB Shuttleworth, the God, the GOAT artist, for King P, Bodega P, and for Conscious Pilot, this has been another wonderful episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time, peace.
Peace.
Peace.